Hey, good morning once again, options traders. Well, a really important topic that I think is so critical for our new traders is that you must pay for benefits. And it sounds like a simple statement, but it's really overlooked by nearly every options trader that I talk to. And what I mean by this is that I might hear traders say, oh, well, if I roll out my option, I can reduce the amount of time decay. Or if I just buy a longer dated option, I'm not going to face as much time decay. Absolutely true. But you're going to have to pay for the amount that you're saving. It all comes out in the wash. You have to pay for any benefits that you're receiving. And the reason that's important is otherwise people think that they're getting something for free and they're not thinking about what they're doing when they're making these decisions. So to understand what I'm talking about, let's go take a look at a pricing model. Before we do, as always, please be sure to click like and subscribe. Always very much appreciated and definitely helps to promote the channel. Okay, so for example, let's take a look at a pricing model, and I have done 30 days to expiration. So we've got 0 days to expiration all the way down to 30, and these are the hypothetical prices of the option. So it's worth $3.43 today, and as time goes by, assuming that the stock price stays the same, we're going to work our way down towards zero. Now, using those same conditions, which was 25% volatility and no interest rates, I'm going to look at 120 days until expiration. And so all the way down here, we've got 60 days in red, there's 90 days, and all the way down here is 120 days. Now, for this video, I'm just going to compare a 30-day option to the 60-day. But the first thing to notice is the square root pricing relationship. So for instance, pricing model says that this 30-day option is worth $3.43. Well, if we go to a 60-day option, that's twice as much time. How much more should that option cost? Well, we know there's twice as much time, so we just take the square root of 2, all right, and that's going to come up to be 1.41. So we know that this option down here has to cost 1.41 times this one. So let's try it. Let's say this number, 1.41, times this option's price should give us 485, and that is exactly what the pricing model says it's worth. So now think about this. You're sitting here with a 30-day option, and you're thinking, if I hold it till expiration and it goes to zero, I'm going to lose $3.43. But what if I roll it out? What if I bought this 60-day option and I paid $485? And then 30 days later, I could sell it for $3.43. How much would I lose? Well, it would be $1.41. You would have to pay $1.41 in order to lose $1.41. See, notice that both of these option prices, those columns right there, are identical. And that's because once the 60-day option right here gets to within 30 days, you're right back on a 30-day curve. And so that's really all that's happening. Here's our 120-day curve. Here's 30 days in red. So if you want to shift from this portion in red out to here for 60 days, you just have to pay for that value. So again, this is why traders will say, oh, well, let me buy this option for $485, and therefore I'm only going to lose $1.41, which is a whole lot better than $3.43. Possibly, but you got to pay $1.41 for that benefit. But now there's another problem. If you buy this option for $485 and it expires worthless, you're down $485. Whereas if you bought this one for $3.43 and it expires worthless, you're down $3.43. You're better off by $1.41 by buying the 30-day option. So the main thing to see is that the reason for going out to the 60-day option is not because you lose less, because you have to pay for that benefit. The reason for choosing the 60-day option is because you think that this event, whatever it is, a momentum play or some type of an FDA announcement or whatever, is going to occur within this 60-day window. But then we come right back to a topic that I've talked about before, where people will buy the 60-day option and then they want to close it after 15 or 20 days because they're afraid of time decay. And they don't realize that the very benefit that you're gaining by going to the 60-day option is being paid for. right down to the penny. Now, to see this in a different light, let's just say hypothetically that this 30-day option was trading for $10. We can make it anything we want. We could go into a pricing model and find a volatility that makes that price 10. What would this 60-day option be worth? Well, it would be equals 1.41, right? That's the square root of 2 times 10 would be $14.14. So if you paid $14.14 and you could then sell it for 10, you would therefore lose $4.14. Well, how big is $4.14 on a $10 option price? Well, it would be 4.14 divided by 10, and again, it brings us back to 0.41. It's going to be 41%. Exactly the same ratio that we saw for this option going from 343 to 485. Because again, if we were going to lose $1.41, I could say that ratio right there divided by that option's price is exactly 41%. See, it all comes out in the wash. And so the main point to understand is don't get lured into saying, let me buy a 60-day option or a 90-day or a 120-day option just because I have less time decay. You have to pay for that benefit. So you have to come up with a better reason than just trying to mitigate the time decay. Because if that option goes against you, you now have more money to potentially lose. So I hope that helps. The main thing to understand is that you want to find a good reason for the amount of time on your option, that you want to give it enough time for this event, whatever it is, to unfold. But the reason for doing it is never because you're going to manage your time decay. You have to pay for that benefit. And so for anyone who'd like to learn more about the arts and science of options trading, please check out the Alpha Trader course, Strategy Lab, and a technical analysis course. You can find it all at optionsatoz.com. Also, please join us on Options A to Z's Facebook trading group, and you can find a link in the description below.